Hi, everyone, and welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm Marty Snider from NBC Sports. This is Chris Rice from Colleague Racing, also right here at NASCAR.com. Yes, sir?
I saved fuel on the way here today.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Well, you and Brad Keselowski did the same thing then. He stretched the fuel. I don't know how he did it, but explain to the folks at home how you're able to save that much fuel and why he was able to make it work for the win Saturday night.
Well, it's good that we had the low downforce package because saving fuel is when you're off the gas pedal, okay? So when you're wide open, you're burning a lot of fuel. So he had to save 7-8 laps of fuel. That is huge to save in a race car because we are racing, everyone. We're not just riding around. So I'm telling you, that was huge. He had to be off the accelerator pedal a certain amount of time. And Paul Wolfe and everybody at Penske, they know how to save fuel. They've showed it time and time again.
Sure. They've certainly done a fantastic job. Now 2 wins in a row for Brad Keselowski. So we've talked Joe Gibbs Racing all year long as sort of the teams to beat for the championship. Is the 2 team now sort of establishing themselves as a team you're going to have to go through if you want to win the title this year?
No.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
That was an affirmative and a quick no, by the way.
No, because look, we're right in the middle of summer, and all the JGR cars are in the chase, everyone. Just think about it. All they're doing is testing. But I feel coming up this weekend, that might quit because it's key this weekend. So I'm telling you, the 2 car is not one that you're going to have to go through. I still think the 18, the 20, the 11, and don't forget about the 78 will be the ones to watch.
Carl Edwards in that group as well. Can't forget about the 19 car.
I didn't forget about him.
I didn't. Don't worry about it. So, hey, let's check out the chase grid. And there were a lot of guys on the bubble who were in accidents Saturday night at Kentucky. It was a little bit of a crazy race. You can see that it really hurt Chase Elliott, A.J. Allmendinger, Ricky Stenhouse, and Ryan Blaney. Conversely, it helped the RCR boys. Ryan Newman and Austin Dillon wound up getting decent finishes out of it. So they've used this formula at RCR for the last couple of years of consistency, making their way into the chase. That window is getting smaller for these race teams to do that. Does an RCR car make their way into the chase this year?
Absolutely. And I know you say, you say that because you're alliance with them. No, I believe the 3 cars right around the corner from winning. We always say you got to run in the top 10. You got to run in the top 5. And I feel Austin Dillon has done that all year. He's been in the top 10. He's been in the top 5. The other night, they did take a little bit of conservative route and pit the 3 car, but the 31 comes out with a top 3 finish. I'm telling you, I feel they make the chase.
That was huge for the 31, no doubt about it. And they're certainly still on that roadmap of consistency gets us there to the chase. So you mentioned New Hampshire, and I know Austin Dillon loves that racetrack. He loves going there, so the win could come this weekend. But Cole Pearn told me that New Hampshire this weekend is the most important race of the summer for drivers and teams in the chase. Why is that? And do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. It's the first race for the Cup cars going back to New Hampshire. That is where you gotta get up in the batter's box and you gotta take a good swing at it and get a base hit. You gotta get ahead in points. I'm telling you, it is one of the biggest races of the chase. Everybody doesn't believe that, but if you go into New Hampshire and have a bad race, it sets a tone for the rest of the time.
Well, and I think these teams you mentioned, Joe Gibbs Racing experimenting, they take it a little more serious this weekend, don't they?
Well, you said it earlier. It's gonna stop. This is the weekend you're gonna see the 18, all the JGR cars flying. I'm telling you, they're gonna unload, load it for bear, and they're gonna have a they're gonna have a bunch of fast Camrys.
All right, time for our NASCAR Fantasy Live picks. Who's going to hoist the lobster on Sunday evening?
I know who's going to hoist it.
Oh, you do know? Okay.
Yep, I'm going to take the 20 car of Matt Kenseth because I'm telling you, he's a sleeper. We always forget about him. You get to the racetrack, where's Matt Kenseth? He hasn't done nothing crazy lately. He hadn't got in a fight or anything like that. He's going to go out and win, so I'm taking the 20 car.
I'm going to go with his teammate Kyle Busch. I think their short track program has been buttoned up this year. I think they're going to go back with a lot of speed, and you have to remember, there was a test there a few weeks ago at New Hampshire. Denny Hamlin went and tested, so Joe Gibbs Racing has that information to play with. I think that's going to help the organization overall.
Absolutely. Denny Hamlin's a short track racer. He knows how to get it done.
All right, make sure you keep it parked right here on NASCAR.com all weekend long. Live leaderboards, in-car audio, and also the news updates before and after the New Hampshire race. We'll be back here next week. It's a big race, the Brickyard, coming up next week. Can't wait for it. In the meantime, enjoy the New Hampshire race weekend, everybody.